Bishop William Barber II is the co-chair of the Poor People's Campaign. He was a friend and mentee of Jackson. Bishop, thank you for being here. How did the Reverend impact your life?
You know, I now lead Repairers of the Breach, which believes in moral fusion organizing, bringing people together of all different races, creeds, and color around an agenda. When I worked with Reverend Jackson from a young person 40 years ago, he taught us that what we needed was a rainbow. And we needed a rainbow that was not just a Black agenda, but with a strong race critique, but also an economic critique, also a critique that lifted from the bottom everybody and brought people together around the kind of hope that was not just daydreaming and wishing for things to happen, but a hope that really got in there and worked. And as you worked, hope was produced out of the effort. Reverend Jackson taught us long before we had the false moral narrative of religious nationalism. He taught us what real moral leadership looked like, that cares about everybody, that believes in love, believes in truth, believes in uplifting those at the margins.
What do you think his legacy will be, his most lasting legacy in the fight for civil rights and social justice?
Well, it'll be broad, and that's one of the things. It won't be just one thing, because while on the one hand, as his wife has said this morning, a mighty lion has fallen. Lions protect and expand the pride. Reverend Jackson was trying to protect the gains of the civil rights movement, but also win the things the civil rights movement didn't win because it was killed, assassinated. And so that when we see voting rights under attack today, we see the fact we still do not have a living wage, health care for all. Those are the kinds of things that Reverend Jackson was still pushing for. And his legacy will be one of determination. 84, he didn't quit, even with his disease. A few years ago, we were walking down in Texas, 21 miles to Austin. He came when we were standing for justice during COVID to make sure that the least of these were taken care of. And we were fighting for the Congress to properly deal with voting rights. We look up and there's Reverend Jackson one day, right there in the midst of it. He was constantly inspiring, constantly encouraging other people. But most of all, he reminded us every day that there had to be a unity among people. You could find him on a tractor in Iowa or in the Delta of Mississippi or in Harlem or with Latinos or on a reservation. He understood that the greatest fear of modern day authoritarianism are for Black and white and brown and indigenous and Asian and other people to get together, form a political alliance that can fundamentally shift the economic architecture of the nation. And that will be his legacy, laying the pathway down. It will be ours now to pick it up and carry it the rest of the way.
Reverend William Barber, thank you so much.
Thank you.